when you were talking about, I've always been LA. I'm American through and through. I belong here, and then this happens, and
Yeah.
something happens inside of you, and you feel your heritage. You feel these are my people. There with
Yeah.
the grace of God go I,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you're like, actually, there's more of me there. I'm part of that, and I'm part here.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't take away from, who I am as a person, but it just adds an entire different layer. I mean, I turned to my kids and I was like, you are half Ukrainian, half American. Like, I literally was like, look, you. And my kids were like, yeah, mom, I get it. And I was like, no, you are Ukrainian and American. I was like, you're half Iowa, half Ukraine. And they're like, okay, I get it.
So
But
you
like,
felt a sense of pride that you almost didn't know
yeah,
was inside of you, a sense of
yes.
strength that you
Yeah.
didn't know.
Pride is a very good word. It is a sense of pride. And it's not taken away from loving where I live now and everything that this country's given me. But it's been irrelevant to me that I've come from Ukraine. Like it never mattered. So much so that I've always said I'm Russian, right? Like I've always been like, I'm from Russia for a multitude of reasons. One of them being when I came to the States and I would tell people I'm from Ukraine, the first question I would get is, where's Ukraine? And then I'd have to explain Ukraine and where it is in the map. And I was like, oh, that's exhausting. But if I was like, I'm from Russia, people are like, oh, we know that country. Like instantly people were like, I know that red dot. And so I was like, great, I'll just tell people I'm from Russia. Well, hell no, I am from Ukraine. I mean, everything's changed.
Really keep people focused. I mean, the eyes of the world, the hearts of the world are really focused on this story right now. It's
Yeah.
changing in real time. And this is such a personal story to you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
talk about that a little bit about this is where you come from.
Yeah, it's interesting. So I was born in Chernivtsi, Ukraine. I came to the States in 1991 with my family, and we were the last of my family to migrate. So my whole family, I mean, a little bit of us left before World War II. Majority of my family was in concentration camps or workers camps or was a part of World War II. Then after World War II, a good chunk migrated around. So whether they went to Israel or to the States or wherever. My family, my immediate family, my grandparents, my parents, myself, my brother, we were the last to migrate. And so when we came to the States, I was 7.5, 8. I very much have always felt like an American. There's no part of me that ever, people were like, oh, you're so Eastern European. I was like, I'm so LA. What do you mean? I'm so, like, my whole life, I was like, I am LA through and through. And then this happens. And mind you, we have friends in Ukraine. Ashton and I went and met with Zelensky 3.5 years right before COVID. Like, I've been there, but I've always considered myself very much an American. This happens, and I can't express or explain what came over me, but all of a sudden I genuinely I was like, oh my God, I feel like a part of my heart just got ripped out. It was the weirdest feeling. And so I don't know how or why, but that is the story. And so we do have lots of friends still there, and I talk to them. And I was talking to a really good, like one of my best friends who came here not that long ago, and has his whole family still in Odessa. And I was like, how is it over there? Have they evacuated? Like, what, you stay on top of it.
Yeah.
A, they refused to evacuate. Male, female, children all stayed. And B, they all go to work every day. So they're in their bomb shelter at night. They wake up in the morning. They take whatever weapon, gun, whatever they have to protect themselves in the city, and they go to their office to continue working. It is a different breed of people. Like, I can't explain it. So yeah, that's the story.
What do you want people here to know, to do, to be open to?
I, th- I think that first and foremost, I do want to say thank you to everybody that's donated from $5 to $10 to more. But more so than that, I don't think that we need to consider the people of Russia an enemy. I do really want to emphasize that. I don't think that that's being said enough in the press. I think that there's now, if you're not with us, you're against us mentality. And I don't want people to conflate the two problems that are happening. I don't think it's the people of Russia. And so I don't want there to be a thing of all Russians are horrible human beings. Like I don't want that to be the rhetoric. So I do encourage people to look at it from a perspective of it's the people in power, not the people themselves. Um, and also I encourage people to not look at another problem tomorrow and find other issues or get distracted. I think that we live in an incredible country. I mean, America specifically, where we're fine. Like, look at everybody's fine. Everybody's still going to concerts and going to movies, and there's still award shows happening. And I think that that's okay. I think life has to continue. Life has to move on. We all have to do something in order to have purpose. But I do encourage people to follow through with the news, to stay on top of it, to if you don't want to donate to our foundation, that's okay. Donate to where you can donate. Donate with your time. Donate through your voice. Donate. They just get the word out that this is going to happen. It's going to continue to happen. It's not stopping anytime soon. And I also don't want people to get discouraged and conflate different issues in the world. And I don't want people to compare. I think that one thing that's happening a little bit that I've noticed is people are like, why is everybody paying attention to this problem, but nobody paid attention to all these other issues that have been happening? And I don't want people to, it's not, you, I don't want people to conflate. Like, I want people just to focus on what is at hand right now. And right now, this issue can get incredibly catastrophic for the rest of the world, not just for that part of the world. And I don't want people to lose sight of that this problem doesn't just stay in the Eastern Bloc, that this problem will affect the rest of the world economically and otherwise.
Beautifully said, beautifully wrapped up. Separating the people from those that are in power, trying not to get distracted by all the news of the day, which happens. It's okay to continue with your life and feel joy, even though we have an and
Yeah.
both going on at the same time. And that this story is unfolding in real time. And it will take all of our collective energy, all of our hearts and minds to be creative in how we think about it, manage it, deal with it, and there, but for the grace of God, go I, go all of us, right?
Yeah.
And